Welcome to the Young and the Restless, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside...
I'm Lame C. Evans, Jem.
You can listen to us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on them YouTubes. If you want to join the conversation, head over to Patreon, head over to the social medias. All links are in the description below with an updated Discord link.
Yes.
Because I've been shit. It's finally the right one to come chat about the wrestling. If you want to watch the show live, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist. Any tier, you get yourself a nice little link to come chat with us and support the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where you can watch us do things like our Money in the Bank prediction stream. Oh, and we also do have shirts and shit at popculturist.com/shop. Sort of shit, logos on it. That was a fucking chaos intro. Absolute chaos intro.
Sometimes you just gotta have a crazy one.
I'm
good. I'm tired. It's been a very long week. I've been working hard, but I'm ready. I've got some exciting things in store this evening.
Yeah, no, you preloaded this for me.
Yes.
Because you're like, look, it's my time to rant.
I have a rant.
And I can't wait. Like, my rant was very cathartic. Mm-hmm. So I can only assume that yours will be just as cathartic, if not more cathartic.
I'm hoping so, because boy, have I got some things to say.
Well, let's kick off, before we even jump into the episodes this week. Good news. WWE's returning to Australia.
Yeah, WWE Live has been announced.
That's true. So it is not a pay-per-view. Yes. Like the Super Showdown was in October of last year. It appears to be the WWE Live event, so essentially the house shows. As of right now, they've confirmed that there is a Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane show, but they've only referred to WWE Live as Sydney. Yes. Tinfoil hat, Raw and SmackDown.
Well, yeah, they said there's more coming next week, which definitely means...
So by recording next week... There'll be new information around those shows, including which superstars will be attending, and presumably which shows, unless they do the same card, all three shows, which they certainly could do. Yes. And because our plan is to attend, I don't know, one or two of them. Yeah. That's my plan, at least.
Yeah, I'd like to try and see two.
Yeah, it's like, once again, if one is Raw and one is SmackDown, I'm seeing both those bitches.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Like, if they're all house shows, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like, I maybe just go to the Melbourne one.
Yeah.
But that's the plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
We'll see what next week brings.
But yeah, no, it should be really cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to expect. Because like I know the with them being the house shows, I'm not expecting the big names. Yeah. But there's going to be some names there, right? Like I'm not going to pay dollary dues to go and see like fucking Apollo Crews and Jinder Mahal. Like I better see some proper people in here.
Yeah. I think I've been to one, I guess you'd call it a house show because it wasn't like broadcast or anything, and that was like 2015. So it was, no, not even, it was like 2005. It was a long time ago. Yeah, and they do bring out some big names. Like I was watching The Big Show and Shawn Michaels and a few other big names. So yeah, it was good. They do bring out some big people. There was Eugene at the time. He was huge. So...
Dash is in the chats, and he's jumped in and he said, if it is the same card over all of them, they're going to be all the same matches, literally same moves and finishes, like probably like down to the T. Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But so once that's confirmed, that'll help me decide, because it is the week after PAX, and like my plan is to still be, over the PAX weekend, stay in the city, because it makes my life so much easier than carting back to Geelong every day. So that's cost some dollary dues. Yes. And I'm going to balance them dollars out over those 2 weeks and see what I can and can't do. But I'd be very keen to sort of, go to Sydney, catch up with Joel or Chris. Yeah. Go with Chris would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Or go to Brisbane, because I've got family in Brisbane, so I haven't seen them in forever. That'd be nice too.
Yeah.
And on top of that, speaking of more wrestlers coming to Australia, Oz Comic Con announced today that Dolph Ziggler will be in attendance at the con as one of the guests. So you can go meet him, shake his hand, get a signature, or kiss him on the face. I'm going to kiss him on the face. And or mouth, I assume that was your plan.
I'm hoping for a mouth kiss. Yeah. Big old open mouth floppy one, but I'll probably just get a kiss on the cheek.
I think what I'll do is I'll come in there with you and I'll try to set up the smooch. He's like, I don't want to smooch you. I'm like, what about Jim? He's like,
what about the lady?
And he's like, it's a fucking way better option.
Well, can't say no to the lady.
Like, you got to kiss one of us.
You choose.
But no, so that'd be cool. although I've not attended Oz Comic Con in years, I will see if we security. How's that? Security. I'll do what we can to see if we can slink our way in there because we have. I'm pretty sure we have slunk in there before as press, so we're on the records there somewhere.
Yes.
I'll give it a bell.
Yeah.
Give it
see
a
how we
bell.
go.
Is there anything else that sort of happened this week in WWE's?
Not really. We had a prediction stream.
We did that prediction stream, but we'll get to them at the end of the show. We'll jump in with our Money in the Bank predictions. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think
Let's get into it. Kicking things off is Raw. So this is what gives me the precedent that we may get Raw and SmackDown here. Because this week, Craig says you slunk quite well. Truth be told, what was I slunking about?
I don't remember.
Slunking
in there with the media for.
Yeah, that's I'm quite known to be good slunking. This was in London, England, at the O2 Arena for both Raw and SmackDown, which is very, very cool. Yeah. So once again, this totes precedence there. Just saying,
definitely.
Totes precedence.
Yeah.
But it's very likely whatever's the Monday will be, because it needs to air 10 a.m. on the Tuesday to meet US times.
Yes.
It's likely whatever Monday is, then whatever Tuesday is. So Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday is the house show.
Yes.
Kick things off on Raw was Miz TV with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. So it's Miz sitting down with Roman, and they kind of bullshitting. I'll let you fill in the blanks there. I like doing the structure. You add the meat.
Yeah. So thinking back to Raw, I watched it yesterday. So they're talking back and forth about Roman Reigns is obviously talking about what's going on with Money in the Bank and things like that.
Elias and Shane,
all the drama there. Then Miz starts like getting on his high horse about like, hey, like, you know, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're also in the new Fast and the Furious movie.
I was in the Marine.
I was in the Marine. Like, look at you. Maybe we could get together and do like a sitcom together or something like that. And Roman's like, whoa. No. Like, you're getting way over your head.
This is old Miz here.
This is old Miz. I don't like old Miz. I would have punched old Miz in the face. It's like, I'm sick of this Miz. Show me this, like the new Miz. Show me the real Miz. The Miz that is pissed at Shane McMahon. The Miz that is pissed that this happened, and showed the video reel of what's gone on with Shane and his dad and stuff like that recently. And the Miz is like, you want to see that Miz? Well, let me show you that Miz. And he just goes off chop.
This goes town. It was really good.
It was so good. So good. During the whole thing, like at some point when Roman mentions Elias, they do like the whole crowd just starts chanting, "Oh, walk with Elias." I was like, I think they like him out here.
And it was very interesting because Roman was like, "Oh yeah, walk with Elias. Like if you want a karaoke singer, you walk with Elias.
Yeah, you want a wedding singer,
you walk with Elias.
So good. But yeah, I was really stoked with how like Angry Miz got.
I do like Angry Miz.
Miz.
Angry Miz is really, really good. I'm a big fan of Angry Miz.
Yeah.
Fucking chair's already going down. Already. And then while this is all going down, Shane interrupts.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course he comes in, he's like, I'm the boss. Me. You do as I say. Me. Because that's how Shane speaks.
Yeah, it's pretty much accurate.
Yeah.
So he's essentially on the lines of, I'm the boss. You do what I'm told. You do what you're told. Hey,
Miz TV's cancelled.
Distract me. Miz TV. Like, look at me because in comes Elias and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Attack from behind.
Yep.
Meh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he's like, oh, well. And then Shane runs in, gets a couple punch. Oh, no, that's a different match. Yeah. So, like, this is him going, oh, don't get up. Just stay in the ring because this is going to become a match.
Yeah.
So it became a Roman Reigns and The Miz versus Elias and Bobby Lashley. The reason we've not gone into a lot of detail, match was kind of bleh.
Yeah.
Like, I've not put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, neither. I was pretty much like, meh. Like, at some point, sure, like, Miz and Roman were, like, really good off the bat. But obviously power over the Miz sort of proceeded. But yeah, at some point, like, Roman goes flying off the top ropes and takes out literally everybody, including the Miz. And then Shane ends up interrupting the match, and there's like, it's like a 3-on-1 attack on each of Miz and Roman Reigns back and forth. Yeah, so Shane does interfere, gives Roman a big old schmuck, and then hence the DQ win to Roman. Yeah, DQ win, yep. And then, chairs and shit happen. Miz ends up coming back with a chair, And then, Shane does a runner, and honestly, it was just like, ugh, I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, because like it is all build up because we are on the go home show, so we are pretty much just getting the last little bits, last little sprinkles before we get into Money in the Bank. So nothing too major happens because everything is ideally happening next Monday for us, and it's just sort of about getting things nice. And
getting
tidy.
all that, getting everybody emotionally ready for it, getting them invested. For me, I was a bit like, Like, I don't know. I think the problem for me is we all know I find Roman a bit bland. Like, and, you know, like he just needs a little bit of salt and pepper.
And like they're giving, by having him sort of be this mildly, like, you know, anti-authority dude right now, there is a little bit of pep. To that. Like, it's something.
Just a little bit.
It's not a lot, though, because he's still Roman Reigns. And you know they're still pushing him. So, you know, there is no way that he's going to lose at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, not a chance. But yeah, it was okay, I guess.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It was, you know, just suddenly throwing them straight into that match was, I guess, a good way to kick off the show. Like, that was a bit of fun.
It was an alright, like I said, if you want to start things off, it's an okay place to start.
Definitely.
Next was an AJ and Seth Rollins little footage thing, because you know we don't have enough fucking recap videos these days. Know. So let's give us some more. Then we get to a Braun Strowman promo, and as he's ready to sort of leave and make his way around, I forget who he spoke to. You've noted down who he spoke to?
So he has an interview. I believe it was with Charlie. I think her name is. And as he's having a chat, she's like, you know, do you regret what you did to Sami Zayn last week? He could have been seriously hurt. And he's like, the only thing I regret is not having Sami Zayn turned into a cube. And I was like, oh, Braun Strowman with the burns.
with the bin knowledge.
Yeah, with the binning. As he's talking, somebody walks up and he's like...
Yeah, some mook walks up and like, Mr. McMahon wants to see you.
And Strowman's just like, what do you want?
Yeah. Then it cuts to Sami Zayn having a bitch old a Stromo, if you will.
The mullet calls the Strowman promo the Stromo. Good job, I like that. Love good
so it is Sami Zayn bitching and whinging to Shane. This is sort of about the actions of last week, about being put in that bin. Because, like, it's pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's kind of rubbish.
It's like weird. It's kind of an interesting point. He's like, this is fucked. Why am I being treated like this? This is stupid. Yeah. And it's like Braun should, you know, similar to how it's been in the past when Braun has fucked up backstage, he gets punished because Braun is a man that, like, he gets emotional and he gets a little bit aggressive and he gets a little bit putting people in the bin. Like that, you know, he kicked, you know, as I said last week, you know, before, Kevin Owens getting pushed in a porta potty off a stage. You know, he dropped an ambulance on someone at some point.
Broke Vince's
Vince's limo. Like, he's flipped an ambulance. Like, he's done all these things. And each time he's been, punished. However, this time the punishment wasn't just as simple as you lost your shot at the Universal Champion. You have to pay a fine. It was okay. Well, in that case, because Sami Zayn has requested that.
He'd be stripped from the Money in
the Bank match and he takes his place.
Yes. Which, thank God, Shane was like, I can't just do that.
It's going to be a match.
I was like, good.
So you guys, well, how about you two have a match for it?
Well, Sammy petitioned it. Sammy's like, well, that's fine. I'll fight him for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you idiot.
You're like, let's make it better. Make it a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yeah. All on Sammy. I was like, Sammy, what are you doing?
You're gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
And Shane's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Then, you know, Braun walks over and he's like, I'm gonna eat you alive.
I love that line so much. He's just, I'm gonna eat you alive.
Like,
I was like, yes, just swallow him whole.
It was awesome. He's almost like, I'm gonna fuck you where you stand. Like, you are gonna die.
Sammy's face afterward is just like, I'm fucked. Like, his face was just pure. Like, that made my night. Like,
yeah.
He just knew.
Next up was interesting.
Yeah.
Mojo Rawley, after weeks of yelling at a mirror, has returned.
Yep.
With Apollo Crews for a match.
Yep.
Apollo Crews being one of the members of the new Wild Card Rule.
Yes.
Because he is from the SmackDown. I gave 0 fucks about this match.
Same.
So all I wrote was win to Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, so this is one thing that spoke to me really quickly was mid Mojo Rawley's entrance, they started Apollo Crews' entrance. Like, he didn't even make it all the way to the ring before they started, like, playing Apollo Crews' music. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is just a throwaway match. Like, this is nothing. But, yeah, it ended pretty quick because Apollo did one of his, like, signature, like, flippy, jumpy thingies and, like, looked like he took out his leg.
Thingy?
Yeah. Took, like, he took out his own leg. So he was pretty, like, sore. And Raul was,
I did see that bit of injury leg there.
Wally was, like, screaming at him. And then, like, the minute he's like, no, it's fine, I can wrestle, and the referee moved away for a second, like, Mojo just, like, speared the leg out from under him and got a win pretty quick out of it. But, yeah. I don't know, I was expecting Mojo to do something crazy, like over the top in the ring.
Well, because up until this point, he was, sitting in that dark room. He was doing like Aleister Black, but not at the camera, but at a mirror. And then at some point, the mirror had broken, his face had broken, and he's rocking those blue veinies. Yeah. Yeah. But there's been kind of no payoff because that was at least a month ago. Yeah. Or if not getting very close to. Yeah. So like when the Mojo stuff sort of wrapped up, that's when the Bray stuff came in. Yes. I presume they're not connected.
No. I was really disappointed in his in-ring abilities. Like, I guess, being such a short match, he didn't get to show much. But I was like, meh, this is just average at best. So
I requested drinks.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir.
Good deed. Good deed, sir. Good deed.
That's the chair goes down. That was Dylan Bowden.
PopC. Thanks, Dylan.
Because I was like, I could feel my mouth dying, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do this another hour, I need a drink.
Yeah, drank.
And he's a good kid.
Good, very good.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
That was a thing.
That was totally a thing. So it was. Yeah. I just feel like once again, I don't know Mojo Rawley that much, so for me, it's not like a massive loss, but it's not really a win either.
Yeah, I feel like we've got a lot more to see from him. But shortly after this, it does cut backstage to Alexa Bliss yelling at somebody on her phone.
Yeah, so she's cracking the shits because they've lost her luggage. Her luggage had gone missing. She, last week she wasn't wearing her own shit. Apparently someone had a baby or some shit at the airport, and hence why her luggage is not right.
So that's what's her name? Harry and Meghan or whatever they are. Yeah, the royal baby. Something to do with the royal baby, which I was like, oh, I get it. Because London. But she's screaming at somebody like, you need to find my luggage, I've got a match tonight. Shortly before this, it is confirmed that there is a
fatal four-way.
Yes, for the evening, for all the Raw women in the Money in the Bank match. And at this point, Nikki Cross walks up, and I was like, interesting. Nikki Cross doesn't look like,
and she's behaving herself. It seemed, I don't know what's fuck this chair.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but she seems to have like lost a lot of that crazy.
Yeah, backstage.
So she's being very quiet, very very subtle. Like it's a much better. Yeah. This is something that when she did come up like this, like although I dig the gimmick, it's not gonna work. Yeah.
I think I liked it because we'll get to it a bit later, obviously, because we'll get to it later. But so Nikki does come up. She's talking to Alexa, and Alexa obviously addresses her by name, and she's like, "Oh, you know who I am?" I thought, no, nobody did.
Because you said, "quote I've been here for 4 weeks and no one noticed."
Yeah, and Alexa's like, "No, of course, like and Nikki's like, "It's okay, like you can talk to me," and Alexa's like, "No, I don't want to dump my things on you," and Nikki's like, "It's fine," and she's like, "Well, this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and she's like, "I'm so sorry to dump my stuff on you," and Nikki's just like, "Well, why don't you, like, have you considered maybe you could put somebody else in your place, like maybe speak to the McMahons and say like, hey, can we maybe put somebody else in?" And Alexa's like, "That's a great idea. You do that for me?" And Nikki's like, and she's like, "No worries. I'll go to the McMahons right now and tell them that you're going to take my place in this match." And Nikki's like, okay. And Alexa walks off and Nikki just grins real creepy. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I hope like I was hoping what they do with her is they have this really nice, calm, composed person backstage, and then the crazies just kept in the ring.
Yeah,
that would be the coolest thing ever.
Because it's got to make those promos better. There's a nice like dichotomy between her as a character. Like it's that similar dichotomy to what they're trying to do with Bray Wyatt right now. It's like have the crazy, but there's also that sensible and that sensibility in there. Control crazy.
Yeah, which I'm all about it. So yeah, obviously Alexa runs off to tell the McMahons that Nikki's taking her place in the Fatal 4-Way, and that's that.
Yeah, interesting. Next up was the Money in the Bank Women Championships match.
The contract signing.
So it did kick off with Lacey Evans entering, followed by Charlotte Flair.
And then Becky Belts.
And then old Becky Two Belts came in to have the chat. I pretty much just wrote banter on the signing table. There was just like a bit of smack talking, just being them. Like it's that weird mix of things we haven't heard before. It's just it's a nice hype setup for the event. There was a lot of jabs at the idea of Charlotte and Lacey looking very similar because they do. Yeah, you've got some stuff. Do you want to talk about what happens before? Is there a rant about what happens?
It's a mix of all of it.
Okay, cool. So during this whole beatdown, Becky's talking the smack that she does.
Yes.
Lacey's like, I ain't got fucking time.
Oh no! Oh goodness.
Chaos
in the studio.
All right. Yes, buddy. What are you doing running into
You're breaking the place.
Sorry, everybody. You see my podcast tie, which is my Star Wars Jim Jam shorts and my boots and normally a wrestling shirt.
Yeah, love it.
Yes, so during all this big day, she's like, I want nothing to do with this. She's like, I want to fucking slap your face off.
Yeah.
And then, essentially... bit of old dust fest going on. Lacey just gets right up into Becky's shit.
Yeah, Lacey's the first one to I think Charlotte's like, why don't you show her that woman's right, Lacey? And Lacey's like, I don't want to get my dress dirty,
sweetheart.
And then she's like, I'll slap the blonde out of both of you. Becky's like, I'll slap the blonde out of both of you. And Lacey's like, rips the table out of the way and just starts doozing, and it ends up being a whole thing.
Yep. So what happens, as Lacey gets up, she does push the table to the side to clear her way through. By doing so, Charlotte kind of realigns the table a little bit later, and they do a nice double powerbomb on Becky through the table, which does end with both of them holding the belts high with their respective picks. James, settle down, dude. With their respective belts and like Charlotte standing on Becky's face.
Yeah.
Now you've got a rant.
I've got some things to say about this.
All right. Hey, James, you might want to go to bed. It's about to get sweary in here.
You go to bed? Good night, buddy.
Good night, buddy.
Night.
Love you.
Dash just said not a fan of Lacey. No, I'm not a fan of Lacey, and we're about to get into this.
All right.
There's a reason I introduced myself with Lacey Evans. So, you're going to come to the ring and sit down with the likes of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. You know that they are both especially good at microphone work. They are ridiculously good with their words. They're ridiculously good at banter back and forth. They're really quick on their toes. And you're just going to sit there and, I'm a lady, darling. I'm going to show you how a lady is, darling. I'm going to show you what a lady does, darling. Like, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? As if you were not... I'm sorry, slapping tables, I'll be careful. If you were not going to sit backstage and study your opponents, as if you're not going to sit there and try and upstage Charlotte as a better person, as if you're not going to sit there and say something and do something and be better. Like, you are literally thrown into the main event. You are the chosen child of the McMahons, and you pull this shit out? Are you kidding me? You want to get over with the fans? You need to be able to talk and walk. Like, sure, you've got a good right hand, go you, but you need to be able to talk to go with that walk.
Yeah.
Like, I was pissed watching her because I was like, as if you haven't sat backstage or in front of a mirror or in front of somebody and said, hey, I'm going to practice my banter with you to make sure I'm on par with Becky and Charlotte. As if you're not going to do that. You're the chosen child. You literally have everything handed to you. Work harder, do better, because now I don't want to see this match. I was like, this is bullshit. I can't even. Like, I'm so pissed with her because I was like, I was expecting so much out of that contract signing.
No, your frustrations are totally valid. So, in terms of like, even though with Charlotte and Becky, they have that on-mic ability, as you said. They have worked together for a while, and you can tell that. When they have that to and fro, it totally works. Plus, they've also got, nicely years of experience. Like, Lacey has that too. She was, in NXT as well. Yeah. So she knows what they're doing. The big difference here is, the only concern is in terms of... Jem's tagging you, Dash is tagging you and shit on Twitter.
I have seen just now.
So, like, the big difference here is, there is character development with Becky, with Charlotte on the main roster, so they can talk about things that are more than just their character. Where Lacey is, as of right now, just talking about her being a woman, being a lady shit.
But this is where research comes into play. It's like any job, like my job. I need to know what jewelry I'm working with. I have to research brands, and I need to research like gem types and gold types and all this other shit. Like, if you want to be good at something, you need to practice. You need to learn. You need to do. And then she just sits there like, I'm a lady. Like, yeah, we get it. Like, as if you're not going to do your research and be like, yeah, well, Charlotte, how about when you did this, this, and this? Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm coming here to be winner, chicken dinner first time.
Well,
like,
yeah, because even the way the storyline's being set up, it's like, look, I'm just here. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm fresh. I'm new. You, Charlotte, you've lost like 1,000 fucking times to Becky.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you're old news. This is new news.
Is it just because they're both bad guys? They have to be mutually bad guys together.
And not just that. When it came to actually instigating the fight, Charlotte instigated it. Charlotte did the powerbomb. You know what Lacey did? She was like, I should probably grab Becky's shirt and help.
Technically, Lacey instigated the fight.
No, well, technically Charlotte did, because she was the one that said, hey, why don't you throw a right at her?
That's true.
And so Charlotte was literally feeding Lacey what to do, and she was like, I don't want to get my dress dirty. Oh, like, I'm supposed to punch Becky now. Like, oh my God, like, you are your own person. You're your own being. Like, the McMahons clearly picked you for a reason, and I'm pissed that you're not living up to whatever they saw. I'm frustrated. And I've been reading headlines all over the place about Triple H being frustrated, and this is probably how he feels, because she's just... Oh my God, I just put her in a bin. Like, somebody just get Braun Strowman and chuck her in the dumpster with Sami Zayn and let's be done with it.
But you're 100% spot on. Like you said, like the McMahons have chosen her for a reason. The reason the wild card rule exists is because he claims there isn't enough star power across both brands. So, but if you are of someone that they believe of note, that you're just going to be pulled straight up to that main event scene, like, do something. Earn that shit.
Practice a speech. You know how they're going to talk. Try and combat that. Try and meet them. If you're going to be on their level, then I'm just going to stop because I can go on all night about this.
Craig jumps in the chat and says, ring ring, hi Lacey, 80s attitude era here. We want our bullshit promos back.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. It's like, it's a car crash. It is a hot... bin fire, and like, she is literally as garbage as the memes of her outfits as garbage bins. Like, that's exactly how I see her now. I was hoping for so much with this contract signing, because that was Lacey's time to shine. For her to really pick it up on the microphone, bring some heat to herself, and all she did was make me want to, like, the only heat that she had was she's a bin fire. Yeah, she's just...
Look, I said, I agree with you in that sense on top of that as well. When it comes down to, we should be excited for Lacey Evans. Like, we've seen Becky Sharp before.
Yes.
Like, I have predictions on why she was given the match and what's going to happen about that match, but she's the one that we need to at least mildly get behind, whether it be negatively or positively. Like, she is the one that that's the match we should be wanting to see, because we haven't seen it before.
And I don't want to see it anymore.
I still want to see it.
I did have a bit of a giggle though, because as Becky was talking, she's like, now listen here, Lacey, and she's looking at Charlotte. I was like, eh. And then at one point she calls them twin sisters, and I was like, eh. I love listening to Becky on the microphone. She's just so good. And I do love listening to Charlotte, because like, she's just so good with the banter back and forth. Obviously, like, they do have a history. Lacey is new to it. I get that. But like I said, research. You need to practice your craft. Like, it's not just being able to punch somebody really hard. You have to be able to talk on the microphone. You have to be able to back chat. You have to be able to have that banter back and forth no matter who you're versing. You need to be good with the microphone to everyone.
True.
So, yeah, just pick your shit up, or like, she needs to hire Paul Heyman to teach her how to speak or something, because that's just one thing I can't handle.
Yeah. Next was a match between Baron Corbin and Ricochet.
Yeah.
This match was fucking killer.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I was surprised. I hadn't seen it yet when you said to me, like, this match was amazing.
Yeah.
And...
Well, I wouldn't say amazing. Well, it was better than I expected.
Better than you expected.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think what I loved about it was the fact that, like, Baron Corbin is real quick on his feet. For a taller dude, he's real fast. And the fact that, you know, he's matching his speed with Ricochet's speed, amazing.
Well, that's what it was. It was a really fast match, which I really enjoyed. Like, one thing that Baron Corbin tends to do is those sort of heel, you choke hold, rest hold things.
Yeah.
But this was pretty on point. It was fast, it was quick. Ricochet was still getting up in the air.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. And, it hurts because it's Baron Corbin. But, like, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Like, it's just pretty straightforward. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's one of those, like, I hate him, but...
Buy a chair, mate. I know that.
Yeah, I hate him, but it's so good. Baron Corbin does end up taking the pin on Ricochet with the ends of days.
Yeah, so it essentially comes down to... There was a deep six in there somewhere.
Yes.
And there was
a couple, actually, I think.
Yeah, there was the beginning of, like, one of those, like, up in the air, spinny fucking things. Which then, so as the Ricochet tried to be like the worm thing around Baron. Baron catches it, rocks him to an end of days.
Yeah.
That's Pim.
Beautiful.
Then after that, Baron Corbin did go outside, get a ladder, bring it in, and attempts to get the briefcase. As he goes to touch it, Ricochet gives him a big old push.
Yep, and you hear the announcers like, this is what we could see on Saturday, and this is what we could see on Sunday. Ricochet pushing the ladder, like, rah, rah, rah. And Baron's like, oh, no. And I was like, that's what you get for winning. I was like, sweet, sweet justice. No, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Great. I was really, for Baron Corbin, I was impressed. I mean, it's Baron Corbin, but...
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm always pretty at Baron Corbin, but like, it's one of those situations of like, obviously, he wouldn't be where he is if he wasn't a good worker, right?
Yeah.
So by putting him with Ricochet, another good worker, good shit's gonna come out. And because there's no real storyline here apart from Money in the Bank, like there's no requirements then for deliver a specific story except for the ending, I assume. But it's just like, let's do something.
Just have some fun.
Let's do something.
Yep. As much as I call him Boo and Bourbon, I was actually thoroughly entertained. And I
still think Baron's slip out of the ring, come around, and come back in.
I love that.
Is the dumbest you've ever seen.
No, I love it. I love it because it's just how quick he is with it. He's just like...
It's not though. It's not that quick. Like, it's quicker than I could do it, but it's like...
No, I like it. I think it's just a fun little thing.
Yeah. That's fine. Next, we get Rey Mysterio doing a promo. He's talking about how Joe crossed the line.
Yes.
He crossed the line when he called out Dominic and got all up in his shit.
Yeah.
That happened like last week. Sort of, chased him down and kind of
fully like stalked him, like right up behind him.
Like, he tried to kiss him on the mouth like you do to Ozzy.
I was like, as if you don't feel him breathing down the back of your neck there, Dominic. Really?
And then while Ray's sort of talking to, I assume it was Charlie at the time, Cesaro comes in and was like, "Hey man, you just bitched and whinging about Joe talking behind your back. Why are you sitting here talking behind Joe's back?" You know, and then he decided to think it was the 80s again or the 90s again. Yeah. He's like, "I don't think Dominic's your kid. I think he's more Joe's kid."
Yeah.
Like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
man.
He's like, "What? You're like Dominic's like 6 foot and you're like 5'1". Like, are you sure he's actually your son?" And Ray's like, "Does."
I literally wrote here, "What year is this?"
Yeah. Yeah, it was very much the Eddie Guerrero, "I'm your papi" era. It's starting to feel very much like that, which I don't know. I was meant to have a look up. I don't know if it's any significance with timelines or anything. I don't know if this has anything to do coming up to an anniversary of Eddie Guerrero or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it is feeling very like, "Dominic, I'm your papi." Like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny watching Ray throw a suitcase at Cesaro.
Yeah, it was very cool because like Cesaro kind of rocks Ray into the little nooks.
Like a nook, yeah.
And he hits a suitcase like, fucking suitcase, fwang!
So good. It was so good. One thing I did notice. Don't ask me why I noticed this, but for some reason I couldn't not look at Cesaro's nipples. He's got some nipples.
I'm sure they all have nipples.
I think it was because Ray was I think it was because Ray was on the same level as him. I was looking at sort of Ray's face, and then all I could see when I looked across was a nipple.
Is it because Ray's nipple height? He had no choice.
I was just like,
you tried to match the eye line, like, nipple. Okay, Ray, nipples.
Talk to his face, not his nipples, right? Holy shit. But yeah, that was a bit of fun. Like that whole thing was good.
Next, we got the stupid 18-minute Roman Reigns video.
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
It's literally 9 minutes long.
Yeah, stupid.
Why?
Not needed.
Just killing time. Just absolutely killing time. Next, we got an AJ Styles promo.
Yes, he's I believe her name is Sarah Shriver, the blonde interviewer.
Nice.
Yes. So he's
Hey,
with
sneaky
her.
boy.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I'm not at all enthralled or engaged by AJ at the moment. So I was like, I think he said something about being the house that AJ Styles built, maybe.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know. You tell me. I'm assuming you.
I zoned out too.
Yeah. No.
I give no fucks about AJ Styles.
Yeah, I could care less.
It's very interesting. Was he interesting at some point?
I have no
idea. Because he was champion for 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
He's on the cover of WWE 2K19.
Yeah.
I assume he's of somewhat note, but he is fucking boring.
Yeah, he's
he was boring before he came across to Raw. He was boring in SmackDown.
Yeah.
The only thing that was mildly interesting about him when I started watching back in October. Sorry. Yeah, October. Was that there was that angle that Joe was trying to bang his wife.
Yeah.
And that was funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's interesting here.
Yeah, neither. I'm finding it really funny though. Joe seems to be targeting families. Maybe he just wants a family of his own.
Maybe.
First he was going to be Wendy's. I think
Wendy.
Wendy. Yeah, he's going after Wendy, and now he's going after Dominic, and it's just
just wants fam.
I think he just want a family.
Yeah.
Poor Joe.
Poor Joe.
Oh. But yeah, no, that's for me. That's been the most interesting thing about AJ Styles is that whole angle with Joe. So
I just can't. I cannot. I understand that I'm sure in Japan he was pretty cool. Bullet Club stuff. Yeah. I almost guarantee he was probably cool there.
Yeah.
But I just don't get it.
Yeah, neither do I. To me, he's just a wrestling Billy Ray Cyrus.
Look, I'm sure, but as a competitor, he's good. His in-ring ability is solid. But because the reason I come into WWE is because I like the extra shit.
Yes.
It's the extra shit that brings you.
It's the storytelling.
It's the extra shit that inspired this show.
Yeah.
For that reason, it's I want to see the story. I want to see the characterization. Yeah. There's the things that are lacking here with AJ Styles.
I think so too.
If I don't want to hear about the house that AJ Styles rented.
No.
It's just...
We don't care about your architectural achievements.
Next was the women's fatal 4-way match with Naomi versus Dana Brooke versus Nikki Cross versus Natalya.
Yeah.
Fuck, Dana Brooke is jacked though.
Yeah, she is. She's beefy ass.
And rocking PopC purple. Thank you very much, Dana Brooke. I
know
you're a fan.
We love you. I did put out there that I am a big fan of Dana Brooke. I think she's awesome.
I'm glad she put the right
colours on. The Pump Princess. What annoyed me is those little videos they had before their entrances, as they come out, they had the little video talking about the Money in the Bank match. I was like, this is unnecessary. We don't need that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it kind of annoyed me a bit. It took away from
it was better than an interview. I don't mind those little pretend handheld videos. I think they're okay. They could be so much worse.
Shortly after Nikki Cross comes out, Alexa Bliss does come out to join commentary.
Oh, I nearly fucking died in the funniest way. So, Corey Graves giving it 140%, and he's like, "Oh my God, she's here! She's walking over here! Renee, get out of the way!" And just pushes Renee.
He's like, what are you doing?
It was brilliant. He's like, "I gotta help her up the stairs. Get out of the way!" And it was brilliant. What do you got there, buddy? You got a bottle opener.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you very much.
You gonna shut the door? Shut the door, please, buddy.
Right, Thank you.
Thank you. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. It's very funny. As I'm starting,
he's like, I can't go anywhere, and he's like,
as I'm understanding why Josh can't fucking stand Michael Cole.
Yes.
I'm
finding a new appreciation.
I'm finding a new appreciation for Corey Graves.
Yeah, he definitely has his moments.
Because he is the heel of the commentary table.
Yeah.
And that's what his job, and he's brilliant.
Both shows too. He's so good at what he does. I couldn't help but laugh because one point, Alexa says something Renee says something, and Alexa's like, "Because I just don't like you, Renee." And I was like, "Oh, savage!"
Dude, Bliss is brilliant.
She is savage.
Because even like I said, the best thing about last week was Naomi's like, well, let's fight right now. She's like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because like it's just that Alexa Bliss could never, like, I'm sure she's been faced before, but like I can't see it.
Yeah, nah. She is way too good of a heel to do that. Like she can teeter on the edge. Like I think that's what I like about Alyssa is like, Alexa Bliss. Alyssa. The thing I like about her is, she teeters on the edge because she can make you like her. And then next minute she says the most bitchy shit and you're like, oh, I hate you right now. Like, you just switch like this with her and I love that.
And she nails that bitchy face.
Yeah, she does it so well. Like, 1 minute she's the sweetest thing to Nikki Cross and then the next minute she's just a dick in commentary. And it's like, I love how she borders that line. Like, she's, walking on a tightrope there and she's so good at it.
Very good.
Yeah.
What do you think of this match with these ladies?
I didn't mind it, actually. I think the thing I like about Fatal 4-Ways is it's a no DQ type match. So I did love the fact that they could, use weapons and stuff like that. Scuff around. So, at some point, I believe Nikki Cross gets a ladder. Yeah. And then Dana Brooke ends up on top of it and jumps off onto everybody, which is really cool. I was like, yeah, Dana. Like, she's just like, all right, I'm up here. Bye, guys. Deuce.
Yeah, so it was ringside. She got up to the top, but she had to do this sort of weird split leg jump because, like,
she had to climb over both sides to
make sure her
stabilize.
feet didn't sort of, like, eat shit on the ladder on the way down.
Yeah. But no, it was super cool. Like, that was a bit of fun as well. Like, that ladder introduced outside. Ultimately, I believe Nikki Cross does get the win on Natalya with a spinning neck breaker, which was super cool. And Alexa comes down, I was obviously celebrating. She's like, I picked her. I won this match because I picked her. And, they get in the ring and Alexa's like, help me get this ladder in there. And they get the ladder in the ring and Nikki goes to climb it. Alexa's like, hold on. And she's like, I'm the one who's supposed to climb that. And Nikki's like, oh yeah, you. It was so funny. Like, I think, again, like I was saying earlier, like, I was really hoping that we see this really nice, calm, collected side of Nikki outside of the ring. But then she comes into the ring and she's crazy Nikki Cross. Like, she's just doing the weirdest, craziest shit. She's just going nuts on everybody. And I was like, I like this. This makes more sense for her to be like this in the ring and, like, calm and collected backstage. Like, that's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of fun. I mean,
I enjoyed the match. I'm confident that none of them are getting the briefcase.
Definitely not.
But like, it was fine. Like, it was cool. And Dana Brooke did some surprisingly cool things. Like, I am still not a big fan of her like you are, but she's all right, I guess.
Yeah, but she's definitely proving herself as a worthy competitor.
Sure. Like, why not?
Yeah, she can jump off a ladder. She's
she's doing all right.
Yeah, she knows.
But yeah, no, it was like, I enjoyed the spots. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I liked the cynic in me is Nikki Cross won because they were in the UK.
Yes.
That's why they gave her the win.
Even though she's
Scottish, but
it's
because they're in that area.
Yeah.
Anyone from around there would make their way.
And people seemed really stoked to have her out. So I think that was really cool.
And also, it was really good of them to acknowledge the fact that no one acknowledged her for the better part of weeks.
Yeah, I think that was a fun too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
That was a bit of fun. Like, I didn't think anybody noticed me. I've been here 4 weeks, and Alexa's like, no, I did. Of course you did, Alexa.
Sure he did.
Yeah.
Next was Rey Mysterio versus Cesaro. No, I take that back.
There was a little Sami Zayn promo.
There was a little Sami Zayn promo, which was pretty on point, actually. Yeah. Like, there's something that's great about Sami Zayn.
Yes.
His delivery is just natural as shit.
Yeah. Like,
when most people, their delivery's a little stilted.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell they're sort of thinking about what they're saying before they're saying it. Where Sami Zayn just unleashes.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's natural. He's like, everyone kind of stands there and has been like, I am going to punch them really hard at Money in the Bank. But he's like moving and he's getting into it and he's because the whole idea is like, I'm on social media and I don't fucking know why, but you guys are all talking shit, being all critics about how I can't beat Braun Strowman. Like, motherfucker, I'm gonna beat Braun Strowman. I'm gonna kick his face in.
Yeah, it was he's really good with his delivery. He's really on point. It flows really well. I think is why it's so engaging. He's just, there's no hesitation at all. He's very well put together. He's like, clearly his brain is running as fast as his mouth is. Mm-hmm. So definitely really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Got me real hyped for that match.
Yeah, I'm keen. I was very keen after that.
Yeah.
as I said, yeah. So next was the Rey Mysterio versus Cesaro match. Mm-hmm. It was all right.
Yep, it gets turned into a match. Oh look, it was pretty cool. I do like watching Cesaro wrestle. They call him the Swiss Cyborg for a reason. He is just big. He is Swiss, and he is a machine. Like he's just so beefy. Like there were some really good parts there. I believe Rey got that like flip, like he like tucks himself under and they like flip over top of him. He got like that on Cesaro.
Yeah, that was a big heart slam. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap! Like he could get Cesaro over. Like that's crazy. But yeah, it was a really cool. Like it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't have any issues with it. It was fine. Like it was entertaining enough.
Yeah, I did have a bit of a giggle. You know how Cesaro does that thing in the middle of the ring where he just swings people around and he dropped Rey and everybody's like, one more time. I was like, do it again. Like, yes, I agree. Do it again. That was really funny. But yeah, Rey does get the 619 and then a frog splash for the win on Cesaro.
Correct the mundo.
Yeah.
Next was the Revival coming out for a promo. Addressing the Usos, being like, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. That was exactly it. They're like, on the nuts, man. He's like, that's on the balls, man. That's enough about balls. I don't know how I felt about it.
Well, it was fine.
Yeah.
As I said, I've vented all I can about the Revival and the Uso situation right now. I blasted that all out last week. I got nothing new here.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful they didn't make it worse.
Yes.
Because the Revival don't have a match at Money in the Bank.
Yes.
This week they only had the promo.
Yes.
All I'm hoping is this is the part of the transition where they then go and just sit out the rest of their contract.
Yeah.
They do the main events or the house shows up to this point, but they never go on TV.
Yeah.
It's horrible to see them be this is the way they go out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think it's
as long as they don't have to do that shit again.
Yeah.
It's a win.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think right now this would be the best way for them to go out. Definitely.
Next is the Firefly Funhouse. So Bray Wyatt comes in, they sort of search for him in the room, and he's over in the corner with the buzzard.
Yes.
Whose name I've forgotten right now.
Mercy
the buzzard. Abby's in the window.
Abby the witch.
And we see that Rambling Rabbit has been repaired.
Yes. Yep. He's sitting on a chair.
He's sitting on a chair with a big bandit across his face.
Yeah.
So he's sort of talking about, you guys want to see what I've really been working on. It's been a bit of a secret.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And he talks about, look, and he says, one of the quotes were, look, there's still a lot of darkness in this noggin.
Yes.
So implying that, look, this is this new thing I'm working on. Don't feel worried. Like, don't be bad. Don't like. It warms my soul that you want to join this with me. But don't be shocked. There's still some horrible shit up here.
Yep. But he's managed to control.
He's controlled. Yeah. And then it cuts with a lot of the hurt heel stuff.
Yes.
I guess that's sort of how he controls it.
Yes.
Then through sort of like a minor, like bit of a jump cutty little feast, we see really cool. What is Bray Wyatt's new shtick.
Yes.
He has this look that's very reminiscent of the Joker in the New 52 run when he there's you don't know Batman comics, but in the run of the New 52 at one point Joker removes his face, cuts his face off, and then he sort of staples it back on, and it has this weird, like it's this weird kind of, it's a face that feels like it's not sitting on a face, right? So everything feels kind of jarring.
Yeah,
it's a little bit weird. Yeah. But then it's got but this one has sort of the big gnarly teeth, sort of adding that extra punch to it.
Yeah.
Something let me know what your thoughts, and I'll pull up the picture just for
Yeah, I was honestly really excited about it. I think I like the look of, like, the outfit was really cool. The red and black striped pants with the black tailcoat jacket. The dreads down was really cool.
Yep.
I really liked the mask. I did see who created it. I've forgotten his name now. Savani. Yeah, that looks exactly like that. Yeah. I think the guy's name's Tom Savani or something like that. He's a famous effects artist. Well, he made I heard that he made I saw that he made the mask. He tweeted about it, and I was like, it's so beautifully crafted.
Well, that's the thing. Credit to the mask. It looks like high grade shit. Like it looks really well made.
It is. It definitely is. It's
no offense to anybody else's shit.
Industry.
Like, it just looks like a damn good mask.
Yeah, it's definitely the best quality and the best artists who've created it. I'm really interested to see where it goes and where he takes it. I'm excited.
I do find it very interesting in a good way that we've got the Joker influence with the mask. We've got the Two-Face sort of with the hurt heel, with the sort of the split personality, I guess. A lot of Batman influences here, and I'm totally down with it, man.
Definitely agree.
I think his new look is awesome. I do wonder whether he'll keep the mask on the whole time. I imagine that he will, like that's his new ring look, similar to like Ray having to wear the mask all the time. I think it's probably the way to go. It doesn't seem to be too restrictive on his mouth movement, so he can still cut a promo in there.
Yeah, because he did drop the yowie wowie.
Yowie wowie.
Yeah, and the face moved a bit too, which is really cool. I'm interested to see if it ends up being like like Finn Balor with the demon.
So it comes out when he needs him, sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm interested to see if it'll take that angle or not. I think at this point, like the options are endless.
Part of me though did think, but like maybe this is too soon for us to see this. But then again, I thought about this is like what the fourth time we've seen the Funhouse. I'm like, okay, no, it's been about a month. That's fine. Yeah. It just feels shorter because they're very small segments. Like after 4 weeks, it doesn't quite seem enough. But no, it's totally enough.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm really excited to see where this takes us. When we're going to see him.
Yeah, when's he getting in the ring? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about.
Next up was the Seth Rollins promo. I didn't really listen to that one either.
Yeah, again with Sarah Schreiber. He talks about how this is Seth and AJ's first match. Seth does say like
in WWE,
yeah, he's like, this isn't our first match. We've had one match 15 years ago, and it cuts to little videos of them like at a little house show like back in the day. AJ with super short hair, weird to look at, and he's like, that show, my friends and family were there. I had something to prove. I had to show them that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life, and this is I looked up to AJ back then, and that it was a huge match for me. And it's like, but now I've proved everything to everyone. I've got nothing else to prove. The only thing I've got to do now is I'll make AJ Styles look up to me. And I was like, oh, I see what you did there. You're going to be like standing over him like with the win. Like I get it. Yeah, so yeah, that was really cool. I thought like, I didn't care for AJ's little promo, but Seth's was really cool because he had that engagement. He had that address to, back in the day when he had that one match, and it really got you feeling for him. You need to show him up. Like, he's going to be looking up to you now. Like,
yeah, but say that I have zero investment in this match. Like, this sort of little feudy thing going on. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I could care less, but it was really cool how
give me Seth v. Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Give me Seth v. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
That's the shit I want to see. Yeah. That's the cool shit I want to look at.
Yeah, definitely.
AJ Styles, a boner.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in.
Yeah, boner killer.
Next, Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn. As we said, falls count anywhere with the winner gets Braun's spot in the Money in the Bank.
It was good.
It was real good.
It was so good. It was long, but it was good.
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, like right at the start, Braun gets the upper hand. He has Sami by the jacket, and Sami's just like, slip out of his hoodie. I was just like, that's great. I love that. But yeah, it's... Obviously, Sami realizes he's in over his head. He starts running. Braun gives chase. We all know Braun's fit as a fiddle. That man can sprint. So, yeah, gives chase, does him through the crowd. As they're going through the crowd's all like, ole. I was like, hey. They end up in the, I believe they call it the concession area?
Yeah, the concourse, yeah.
Concourse, yeah. They end up there. And Braun's just doesn't Sami. Sami throws some garbage bins at him at some point, I believe.
There's some quality good face shots with that bin.
Yeah, there's some brutal shots. And then, out of nowhere, Baron Corbin!
Big old Baron Corbin.
I was like, oh, shit. I see what Sami's done here. Like, he's enlisted some help to get through this. Because falls count anywhere also means no DQs or anything like that. So, everything is legal. Yeah, I believe Braun ends up getting put through the merch table. And then Braun throws Baron into the merch thing and all the caging comes dropping down at him. And then Sami's throwing more bins. And then Braun's throwing bins. And there's bins everywhere because, rubbish joke. That happened a week ago. Let it go.
In case you don't forget.
Yeah, exactly it. But then they end up, back in the crowd. While they're up on the concourse, I forgot to mention that they, the crowd are chanting, holy shit, while Baron Corbin's getting duzzed on. Yeah, they end up back in the crowd. It's just all over the place. I've got blow for blows here. as they're running, like, Sammy ends up with a chair down in the crowd somewhere, and he's like, doesn't Braun with it, and he goes for the third one, and Braun's just like, catch, yoink, toss, and then just starts the beat down on Sammy again. I was just like, that's fun. This is what I love about Braun. He just punches chairs out of people's hands. He just grabs them out like, nice try. Like, Braun's just brutal. It was so good. I was like all into this. I was like, yes. What else happened? Yeah, and then they get to the sort of the front of the stage, and it looks like Braun's like grabbing ladders and he's throwing them on Sammy and like just stockpiling ladders on him. And then Drew McIntyre out of nowhere. Like, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Like, 2 of 3 man bland, like, bring it on. And then, there's, Drew McIntyre shows up. He gets, like, the DDT on Braun Strowman on a steel chair. So pulls up a steel chair and just, bam, Strowman's head goes straight into it. Baron Corbin shows up again and he, like, drags, Sami Zayn over to Braun to lay him down and get the pin. And then, like, oh no, that's a little bit after. They get ladders on him first. Braun gets back up. They start doing him with ladders. Then, they finally Braun and Baron, Drew and Baron suplex Braun through the ladder, and the ladder, like, snaps. And I was just like, holy shit, how heavy is this guy? I was really excited.
Yeah, there's some Claymore kicks in there as well.
Yeah, Claymore kick that knocks him out.
Yeah, so the win does go to Sami Zayn with assistance by Drew.
Yeah.
So with Zayn down, Baron holding hands, Drew lying on Zayn like it was a big ultra mega pin.
Yeah.
So once again, Braun Strowman has lost his shot at some sort of match. Like, this is how he lost his UC. Like, I do want, like,
Sammy planned it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Sami Zayn is everything he does is premeditated.
Like, talking backstage shit for a minute. Apparently, like, because Braun has repetitive heat.
Yes.
And
so I've heard.
Is this part of it? Like, is he in trouble again?
Yeah, is this...
and it's like it's a real shame because I still really think that Braun needs a red hot shot, and
for sure
he does seem to get ready to go in those shots and those opportunities, and something just kind of fucks it up.
That's true.
And I assume it's him being his own worst enemy or something.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I don't know. But yeah, so as Zayn tries to sneak out the back, next thing you know, Corbin grabs him, throws him back out, and he's like, "Here you go, brother."
Yeah, because Braun gets up, and he's just like, and Corbin's just like, "Your problem now."
Yeah.
Like, we did the dirty work. Your turn.
The win's there. Match is done. I don't want to fucking fight Braun in Money in the Bank. Here you go.
Yeah. Exactly it. And then, so Sami tries to do a runner and runs over to the announce table, and Braun gets a hold of him. You hear Renee go, "Oh my God!" and they all start running. And Braun ends up getting Sami Zayn up and, like, choke slams him through the announce table. And I was like, that's what you get. Good luck on Sunday.
That was pretty on point. So what did you think?
I loved it. That was a great way to end the show, honestly. That was a really, really, really good way to end. I think it was a real sort of hit and miss throughout, but that just gave me everything. Like, that whole thing, as you could tell just now, I was so excited about that match. It was so much fun. I'm
a little disappointed with the outcome.
So am I.
Mostly because I did want Braun to do better, to be involved, because I'm wearing Braun right now. Yeah. Like, I'm a fan. I like that he sort of has opportunities, but it's disappointing that another opportunity is stripped away. Whether that be because of his own actions, or whether that be like it's like, aside from him holding that greatest Royal Rumble belt that seems to not be of any importance. Yeah. There's that. Like, he was he was the Money in the Bank winner last year. Cash in failed on Brock. Like, it's just like he's so close to doing good and being, achieving what he aimed for. I'm sure there's probably some, like, sort of psychological connection for me of him being, like, always being so close and never winning, because that feels very reminiscent of myself. Yeah. But
see, I think there might be something bigger in store for Braun.
Yeah, I've been thinking that for like a year.
Yeah, no, I think it might be a case of, like, obviously Sammy's getting a bit of a push at the moment. So I think it's definitely a case of, like, well, we'll put Sammy in this and we'll give him the push he needs right now because they have something bigger in the works for Braun Strowman. That's what I'm hoping, I guess. I guess that's just fantasy for me.
But on top of that, it could also just be that Braun's a good worker.
Yeah.
Like, he'll take that hit.
Yeah, exactly it. It could also be, I guess maybe him sort of proving himself too, you know. I get shit backstage, but, you know, look what I can do, you know, in front of the cameras. Like, look what I'm doing for the company. So,
So what do you think of this of overall this week's episode of Raw?
Overall, I would give this week a solid 1. A solid 1 Kurt Angle.
1 Kurt Angle?
1 solid Kurt Angle. I think, you know, as much as it was an interesting start to the show, it was kind of like meh for the most of it. I was kind of zoned out and a bit and the only thing that really engaged me was that last match. That really had me like on the edge, like freaking out, like, oh my God, what's going to happen the entire time. So on that match alone, I'd give it a solid single Kurt Angle. I'm
in the same boat. Single Kurt Angle for me. This was it was certainly an improvement of last week's episode of Raw, which I still hold firm. It's the worst one that I've seen. In 8 months or whatever. Yeah, for sure. So for that reason, I'm like, well, yeah, this is better.
Yes, definitely.
Like, it's not perfect. Is it where I want the show to go? No, because it could still be better. Yes. But there was still a killer match there. Ricochet and Baron Corbin was surprisingly really good. Finally, the reveal of Bray Wyatt's whole new setup is very good. The final match was brilliant. Yeah. Like, there was some really cool shit here. Yes. It wasn't like, you know, 5-star shit, but it was good shit nonetheless. Yes. Yeah, they've definitely redeemed themselves. That's true. So let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Chuck it in the comments below or on the Facebook group or in that Discord. Moving on over to SmackDown. As we said, SmackDown also was at the London O2 Arena and it kicked off with Roman Reigns. Yeah. First thing I thought was, is this Raw? Am I watching the right one? I still don't know who's where at this point. Yeah, I was like, because Roman Reigns is like, let me introduce The Miz. And I was like, oh, God, it's Miz TV all over again. Yes. Like, wild card rule. Miz comes across to, quote, help Roman with the Shane and Elias problem. Yes. Is what was written. Yes, Roman did say he needed to solve a problem and he wanted to solve it tonight. And it makes total sense, you know, because the two of them, they do have mutual enemies at the moment with, you know, Roman and Elias, Shane and so Miz and Shane. Makes cool sense. I dig it. I digs it. Yeah. At some point, Miz tried to sing Oasis and it hurt. Yeah, and he's like, clearly I'm just as bad as Elias. And I was like, just as good a singer as Elias. Yeah, I was like, hey. It's very cool. Yeah. And then during this whole discussion, Shane enters with Elias. Shane confirms that as he is the boss, he will be banning the Miz from the ring and the venue. Yes. So he cannot therefore compete in. Craig has just written Waka. Shut up. Let's see. So then Shane calls in. He goes, look, although, you know, Miz won't be here, I've got some friends that also would like to do some chatting to you. They like to do some talking to you. Got some friends who hate you too. Hate you too, I think, with the exact words. Yeah. So next thing, in comes Daniel, Bryan, and Rowan heading into the ring. Not rocking the belts. No. They are currently not wearing the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Clearly they were going to fight. I presume that they are, because they did mention they're off getting mended to become the Planet's Champions belts. I think maybe we'll see a reveal at Money in the Bank. Yeah, definitely. So they come in, have a bit of an old Thus Fest. Yeah. Rowan's just be... So what they essentially did is, so you had Roman and Miz in the middle of the ring with Daniel, Rowan, Shane, Elias around the ring in almost like a Shield and or Nexus sort of style. Like they're standing on the apron, adding that sort of intensity. Yeah. And then Roman and... 4-on-2. Yeah, so 4-on-2. So they try to get the swing in. Push. It gets all up and crazy. Yes. Next thing we hear Usos fling in. Ooh, wild card. Wow. They come running in, slip into the ring, suicide dive off the side. Yeah, onto everybody. Rowan gets up, fucking double clotheslines them. It's awesome match. It is really cool. Very, very cool. So that wasn't even the match, though. That was literally just the start. So that was all just the start of it. Yeah, so Miz, like... Shane's just like, yeah, I'm the boss, and like you're not allowed to be here, Miz, tonight. Like just because Roman invited you doesn't mean that you're part of the wild card. Like you're not.
and you're like banned from ringside and the venue for that matter. And then, obviously, the whole surround the ring ends up being a 4-on-2 beatdown, and then the Usos even out the numbers. And Shane's like, fine, you know what? Like, they end up backstage.
Yeah, they're backstage. They have a little promo, and Daniel's sort of yelling in Shane's face. Yeah. And the conversation essentially ended up with a 4-on-3 handicap match with Elias, Rowan, Daniel, and Shane versus Roman Reigns and the Usos.
The Usos. Yes, and Shane does say, The Miz is not allowed in the ring at all for this match or anywhere near it. If he does come down, he will be our steel cage match at Money in the Bank is off.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple. He can't be involved in this match at all. One of the one of the announcers did say it was the Bloodline versus Shane Elias.
Well, because they are cousins.
Yeah, because they're all and then, The Rock. Yeah, The Rock wins. Because, they're related to him. So, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. Then, so after this, there was the Fatal 4-Way match for the men of SmackDown. So, for the Money in the Bank match. So, we had Randy Orton, Ali, Andrade, and Finn Balor. That
was a bit of fun.
It was solid, actually.
Yeah.
Randy come out to... so, we stand with the ladder? He did stand with the ladder.
Yes, he did stand with the
ladder. He
ladder.
talked about how he was going to be second-time Money in the Bank winner.
Yes.
And the power of RKO.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he said it, but I think I'm going to tag, because what I've noticed, in with what's the fun thing, right? So Braun was the monster in the bank.
Yes.
And then Carmella was just Miss Money in the Bank, not very exciting.
Yeah. Mella is money.
Mella is money. I'm liking the idea of the Viper in the bank.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he said that, but he should. If he didn't, he fucking should.
But he does also mention how dangerous,
the RKO is.
3 letters are most dangerous words in the WWE.
Then I think it was Andrade that came in next.
Yes.
With Zelina Vega, and they referenced Avengers Endgame for some fucking reason.
Oh yeah, because Andrade's endgame is that he's gonna win the Money in the Bank.
You're reaching there, bro.
Yeah.
And thankfully, sadly, he didn't mention Indabanco.
Yeah, no, he didn't mention El Dinero, Dinero en el Banco.
Yeah, Dinero en el Banco.
Yeah, Señor Dinero en el Banco.
Yeah, Señor.
Señor.
See, like Señor in the bank. Yeah. Señor Money in the Bank. I'm down.
Dinero en el Banco.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
I do like that. So they obviously had that. Yeah, she's like, what did she say? She said something about another movie. Oh, she's like, something. Well, we're here to give you a spoiler, whether it be Game of Thrones or Avengers Endgame. We don't care for spoilers. So here's Andrade's Endgame. He's gonna win Money in the Bank, and he's like, I'm going to win Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
And then
can we just give him a mic all the fucking time?
Yeah.
He's like so on. Like it's awesome.
So good.
This is the benefit of having a manager is because you don't talk a lot. When you do, I'm like,
it's good. Yeah.
And you got my attention.
Yeah.
And
she puts him in the right spots too.
Yeah, and like his accent, although strong, is not, just undecipherable. Like it's totally fine.
Good. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. He's definitely a bit of fun. I would like to hear Señor Dinero en el Banco more. It's a bit of fun.
It's just fun to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I believe Finn Balor came in, and then Ali as well.
I'm pretty sure Ali was next, and Finn was last.
What I did love is when Ali gets in the ring to do his little ring thing, Randy Orton just walks right fucking past him. Like, there's the hard cam right on him, and he's like,
Randy's just like, meh.
He's like, come on, fuck, man.
Yeah! Randy gives no shit. That's what I love about Randy Orton. He gives no shit.
There's supposed to be, like, there is, like, that respect of, like, when the entrance comes on, you vacate the ring or whatever.
Randy's just like,
Randy ain't got time for that shit.
I know where the camera's going to be, and I'm going to be right in front of him.
Then the match kicked in.
Yeah.
We'll get straight to the end. Andrade does win with a pin on Finn Balor.
Yeah.
It was dope, man.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
It was very, very cool. I like that match. There was a really, like, one spot that caught my attention very specifically was Andrade got rocked by Ali, came out to the side of the ring. There was because Zelina had previously instructed to grab out the ladders.
Yes.
So as Ali gets ready to jump off the rope into Andrade. Andrade pulls up a ladder, and he just fucking rockets that shit and like drops on his face. Like he hits that ladder so hard.
See, I had to work today, so I was only listening. I didn't get to see that, but I heard it, and I was like, oh, I have to go home and watch this.
And then on top of that, so Finn Balor got thrown into a ladder as well. There's ladders everywhere.
Fatal 4-way rules. There's no disqualification.
It was rad. There was a nice moment of Andrade in the top rope, and he's gone for the jump. Going, ha! And Randy's like, what? Oh, yeah. And then he fucking headbutts him.
Yeah, so good, so good. But yeah, at the end of it, Andrade does set up a ladder and starts climbing it, and then out of nowhere, Ricochet comes sprinting down.
Yeah, wild card.
Yeah, and he just jumps over the ropes and onto the middle of the ladder, climbs up, and him and Andrade are dozen, gets the upper hand, literally just unhooks the case and walks away with it. I was like, yeah, Ricochet! Yes!
Yeah.
I was so excited about that. I was like, okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I would like to see Ricochet win.
Ricochet.
This is fun. I can see.
You touched the briefcase.
Yeah.
You're not winning this weekend.
Yeah. You're walking out with it now. That's the most you're going to be walking out with
there's one of the guys at work, bless his heart.
Same as Alexa Bliss.
We were bullshitting at work today because we watched SmackDown, he and I.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he touched that briefcase, man. Like, he's not getting in.
Yeah.
Like, the record shows whoever touches the briefcase doesn't get in. Like, Alexa Bliss, I'm real sorry. You're not winning.
Sorry, Alexa, but you're not winning.
Yeah,
definitely not.
And Andrade won. Like, Andrade won. He's not winning on the week.
No.
This guy's just some theories. He's a good kid.
I love it. That's good.
Then we get a Kofi and Xavier promo, sort of Kofi having a discussion with the previous weeks, like, look, Xavier, you need to hang back here, man. Like, I appreciate your support, but I got this. You hang back here. Yeah. We don't need any more additional fucking back pain.
Yeah.
Because it is sort of confirmation that
Kofi's
been invited to the KO show at the tail end of the show to make that all happen. Charlotte Flair then enters for a promo.
Woo!
It was fine. It was good.
Yeah, it was alright. Nothing too exciting.
I'm gonna need you for this a little bit here because I did have to sort of bounce out to sort of tend to some work things. So I got Jacob to fill in the blanks for me.
Yeah.
So there was also a Lacey Evans promo as well. It was her in what looked like a backstage. The interesting thing is here, by doing what looks like a pre-recorded promo, does that count as wildcard?
Wildcard.
Because if there is like 6 people on SmackDown.
Yeah, I class it as wildcard.
Because like the Usos count as 1 or they count as 2?
They count as 1.
Okay.
Because they're a tag team. Lacey Evans just did the I'm a lady and I'm going to give a woman's right and I'm going to show them how to be a lady and I'm going to beat the man and show her whatever a lady does. And I was just like, oh my God, learn how to talk. I hate you.
Just like something more. Have more.
Yeah, more.
Don't be just such a one-focused character. Give me more.
I got a fever and the only cure is more. Cowbell.
Yeah.
Like just... Because, literally all I hear out of her is, let's not get back onto that. We'll be here all night.
All I hear is, did you ever watch Little Britain back in the day?
Yes.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady.
I'm Lacey Evans and I'm a lady. Don't you forget that I do lady things.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm like, what kind of lady things? You like baked tea and wear frilly hats and shit.
Yeah.
It's like...
That's exactly it. That's Lacey Evans to a cup of tea. Then
the 3-on-4 handicap match did kick off. It was alright.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was, as the...
I only saw the tail end of it, so...
Yeah, as the announcer kept saying, it was the bloodline. Obviously, the Usos.
I do like that. As a term, that's alright.
It's really cool.
Totally works.
It was really good. There was some really good... like from what I heard, because I was listening, there was some really cool bits in there. There was a lot of obviously high flying. I think the Usos like double super kicks,
dude,
like
they
rolling
super
like
kicked
a million.
Fucking everybody.
Everyone, yeah, like a million times.
There was a bit where there was like 1, 2, 3, and then it comes back in. And it's like fine, double.
Yeah. It was so good. But yeah, I do believe.
So it did finish with Shane getting the win with a pin on one of the Usos after dropping a gnarly coast to coast.
Yeah, super gnarly coast to coast.
Very good. And we should also mention during there was an Aleister Black promo. As I said, I did miss that, so I'm not quite sure what was said.
He is another sort of along the lines of the Fade to Black, but it was very like cryptic and old timey this time. Like his speech pattern was very like ye old English. Yeah, it was very sort of like something out of a Shakespeare novel or something like that. It was really interesting. And the precedence of it was fading to black again at the end of it. He does say, you know, I pity my you know, my opponents that try to get into my head because, you know, once they like if they you know, try to get in there, there's, you know, a void that will rock them to their core type thing. Like, basically saying, like, you can't play mind games with me because it'll literally, like, screw you. Yeah.
We should also mention after the 3-on-4 handicap match, although, you know, Miz may not have been able to compete in the match, second that bell went, he's like, fuck you!
Yeah, comes running down with a chair.
Banging at him with a chair. He's like, I'm gonna get you, Shane!
Yeah, the mullet says Shane O'Max coast to coast are always gnarly.
They are always gnarly.
Yeah.
Then we get Kairi Sane and Asuka.
They are announced. Paige does announce that they are going to be called the Kabuki Warriors.
I still prefer the Japanese experience.
Yeah, so do I. But yeah, it was a really lackluster
reception. Well, it's a Kabuki mask, I guess. Yeah. That part makes sense.
Yeah.
They're going to give her, are they going to give Kairi a mask? Are they ditching the... Why did they call the Kabuki Pirates?
Yeah. But yeah, I found it interesting, obviously.
Or the Kabuki Pirates of Tomorrow.
The Kabuki Experience.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kabuki Pirates of Tomorrow experience.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Paige is like, London, it's good to be home. And everyone's like, yeah.
Oh, I remember you. Oh, Paige.
I know, Paige, you're from here.
I lived near you once.
Oh, I know. But yeah, she's like, I'd like to introduce you to the future of the women's tag division, you know, the Kabuki Warriors. And it cuts to the Iconics sitting ringside. And again, not talking to anybody except Corey Graves, which is super nice.
Must be the strange thing, because I imagine you do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I would. But yeah, they're just like, Corey, you look great tonight. Look at you. Like, just the accents, everything. At one point, one of the announcers is trying to say something, and Corey's like, oh no, he says something like, oh, I really like Asuka's skills. And she's like, Billy Kay's like, yeah, you would, wouldn't ya? Like, it's just so bogan. I was just like, oh, just keep talking. I love you guys.
Because they were having a match. So Kairi and Asuka were having a match against Sex and Violence with Mandy Rose and
Fire
Sonya
and
Deville.
Desire.
Nah, fucking Sex and Violence is a much better name. That's a fucking way better name.
And they do have this stupid thing at the end of it when they're like, we're Fire and Desire.
Craig Marshall jumps in and goes, missed opportunity to call them Kabuki Booty.
Yeah.
Pirate Booty.
Yep, Pirate
Kabuki
Booty.
Mask. I'll dig it.
I like that.
And Sonya had her hair down, which was really nice. She looks way better with her hair down.
Yeah, she does.
I'm not saying she looks bad normally, but it's just like, I was like, oh,
yep, she looks
that looks lovely.
Pretty sure she ended up putting up for the
match.
She
did.
Though.
She put up, but not like as high and tight as she normally does.
No, that was really nice. But yeah, they had some things to say, and I was like, meh.
Yeah, before the match did kick off, we did also see an Ember Moon promo and a Bayley promo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was a pretty alright little bit of beat, a little bit of
yeah, it was a bit of fun.
And it did end with Asuka getting a bit of a roll up on Mandy.
Yes, yeah, there was some really cool. I did very briefly see. There was a bit at ringside. I think Mandy had gone out, and Kairi was just laying the smackdown on both Mandy and Sonya ringside, which is really cool. And the Iconics were just like, oh, you're right there, Mandy. Like, it was just so funny. Those two, they were my favorite part of that match, to be honest. Like, I love the Kabuki Warriors, don't get me wrong. Like, they're a great tag team, but I was just like, more Iconics, please. Just you would, wouldn't ya? Like, I love it.
Dash jumps in and says, I like Demandy's donuts.
Yeah, I do like that. I'd like some donuts.
Oh, that's actually a really good reference, because that's from their ride-along episode, which is fucking funny as hell, by the way.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to watch it.
Because they, in their ride-along, they were driving, like, let's get donuts. They pull off, get donuts, and they eat like fucking 6 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all driving, they're like,
I love it.
I think Sonya's like, I'm gonna vomit.
I have to watch this.
It's really good. Like, the ride-alongs are brilliant. If you want a cool sideshow, ride-along is very fun.
I'm definitely gonna have to start watching it.
It's all about the idea of, like, it's them driving from SmackDown to wherever their next town's going to be for whatever show.
Love it. I definitely have to watch it.
Next was a Lars promo, which thankfully they didn't have him say anything, so I'm sure it would have been fucking horribly racist.
It was really cool though. Like, I believe her name is Kayla.
Is their YouTube channel? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dash Dot Jumpton said Demandy's Donuts is their YouTube channel.
I get it. Demand these donuts.
Which also makes sense why they did that donut shit.
Yeah,
on the
apparently
ride
they
along.
love that sort of stuff. But yeah, going back to Lars, like, he is being interviewed by Kayla, and she's like, "Can we just talk about, like, I just want to know about the destruction of," there was a little clip of him just wrecking people, and she's stuttering on it, and she's like, eventually she's like, "Thank you," and runs away, and I was like, that was great. Yeah, that was done really well. Like, it's showing this intimidating nature that is Lars Sullivan. Yeah, just looking at him is scary. Well, because as of right now, he's like, I owe $100,000 in fines to the WWE. I don't even make that much.
They do nothing but eat donuts at Dash.
Yeah.
Fucking watch that.
Yeah, that's
YouTube
their whole
channel.
YouTube channel.
That's a brilliant YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so we got Sheamus doing his Celtic Warrior workouts.
Love that.
And then we've got them just eating donuts. It's a mix of their names, says Dash. Daria Buranato is Sonya Deville's real name. Yeah, I get it. Yep. Daria D.A. Mandy's. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I have actually heard that all they do is eat donuts, and apparently it's a good time. Sounds rad. Yeah. I need a friend like that. as a pretty good friend. Can I be the new third wheel? Like. Next up, sex, violence, and Jem. Yeah. Sex, violence, and Jem. And Jem. And I'd see the back going, hello. I like donuts too. I like donuts. Next up was a promo from Kevin Owens about the KO show. Yes. And then now I did miss this a little bit, so I'm gonna rely on your words here. So yeah, there's a little KO promo, and as he's speaking, Kofi Kingston does interrupt and comes out to the ring. KO's saying, basically he's gonna break Kofi down. He can't decide whether he's gonna break Kofi's leg or break his arm or dislocate his shoulder or what he wants to do to him. And Kofi comes out and he sort of preps himself and he's like, you asked me to come out here and be on your show. Here I am. Show needs a host. Like, where are you? Come on out here. You scared or something? And KO's like, what, you think I'm scared? Like, Kofi. I'm not scared. I will come out there. And he's like, well, why don't you? So KO comes storming out to the ring. And then he sort of like gets halfway down. And he's like, nah, and turns around and keeps walking. And then he's like, maybe, and goes storming back down. And then he's like, nah, I can't be bothered. So he does this about 3 times, I think. And then Kofi's like, fuck it. And just goes, like, running out of the ring. Because initially, like, as he's telling KO to come out, he's throwing all the chairs out of the ring and stuff like that. Like, let's fight. Let's do this now. Mm-hmm. And then, so Kofi comes doozing at him. And, as they're fighting, they're, like, up against the barricade. And somebody jumps the barricade and starts doozing into Kofi. Turns out it's Sami Zayn. Hey! Because, KO's... Wild card! Because KO spent most of his time talking about how... Kofi's going to be, real lonely at the top because once your dream fades, reality kicks in, and reality is that you're alone and you have to do this at the top on your own. Everything you've done now has been because... Zay's injured. Yeah, and everything you've done now is because Big E and Xavier, like, now you've got to do it on your own, and... that's the whole precedence of his whole promo. So to have Sami Zayn coming out as he's doozing into Kofi is like, what do you think now? Maybe I've got somebody too, Kofi. Like, yeah, so I imagine we're going to have, come Money in the Bank, they're going to have someone in their corners at least. Yeah, cool. Definitely. So Xavier does end up coming out and try to lay the smackdown in, and KO just immediately throws him into a ring post and he's just knocked out. And then, they start beating into Kofi again. KO goes to do something, like, they get him in the ring. KO goes to do something in the corner and Kofi rolls out of the way. Mm-hmm. And then Sami gets in and he does some dozen, and then he goes for they call it the haluva kick, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the halava kick. Yeah. He goes for that and Kofi gets out of the way again and ends up sort of like on top at the end of it, because he gets the Trouble in Paradise on Sami Zayn at the end of it. Mm-hmm. And cuts out with Kofi being victorious. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Overall, all right show. Yeah, I'd say the line. I'd give it a go home show. There's some cool shit in there. Yeah, the men's Fatal 4 was pretty all right. Doesn't give too much away. Like, there was nothing that got me super super excited. Dash did also jump in the chat and added, but yeah, Kabuki Warriors, terrible name. Makes me think of un-PG things that rhyme with that name. Not good. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. I'm not going to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, neither.
I think he's got it covered. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
he knows
Gross.
he's got. Yeah,
Just gross myself out with that.
Yucky.
Yeah. So it was. I'd give it a solid 1 Kurt Angle.
I give it a solid 1. I just realized if you rearrange the letters in Kabuki, it makes out that word.
Fuck, it totally does. Play some anagrams, peoples.
Yeah. Yeah,
Have a good time.
Anagram Kabuki, and you'll know what we're talking about.
So what we'll do is we'll jump into the money into. I'll say it off it. We'll jump into the money in the bank predictions, and then we'll head into the dirt sheet, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. So as we normally do, we did use the power of WWE 2K19 to predict the outcome of this pay-per-view. So we'll go through them bit by bit, and we'll add our predictions on top of what 2K19 predicted. The one match we didn't put through the game, mostly because I don't fucking care, was the Cruiserweight Championship, which was against Tony Nese, who's the current champion, versus Arya Daivari. I'm sure Nese will retain.
Yeah.
Mostly because he's current champion. On the kickoff show, they did confirm SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Rowan, who are the current champions, versus the Usos.
Ooh, so...
Now,
20K19 said the Usos would return.
To WWE 2K19 did say the Usos will take the SmackDown titles because wildcard.
That's a long shot.
Daniel, I think this will likely be a place to showcase the new belts.
Yes.
And give at least a reasonable match. It's kind of gross that there is no one else on SmackDown that can have a title shot.
Yeah, that's definitely
like all the other teams, like the New Day, they're busy.
Yes.
Or injured.
Yes.
Shinsuke and Rusev, don't give them belts. You shitting me?
Yeah.
Hardy's injured. Heavy Machinery had no build up.
Yeah.
Who is left? Who is actually left on tag teams?
I would like to see them do something with Heavy Mac.
Yeah. Heavy Mac would be cool.
Heavy Mac would be cool.
I think that might come in time. Maybe because once again, this is the thing. You've got your Greens, you've got your Rowan and your Daniel, hippies, tree hugging, the guy of Redwood looks like a fucking tree. So, and then have the Heavy Machinery come and bulldoze that shit down. Deforest
Deforestation.
those boys.
Eat some cheeseburgers while we're at it. Cheese!
Yeah, cheese! So Dash and I believe Craig's also in the chat. Let us know what your predictions are as well, and we'll run through them as we go. I 100% think Daniel Bryan and Rowan are going to retain.
For sure. I can't wait to see what the belts look like.
It is going to be a fucking solid match, though.
Yeah.
Like, for a kickoff show, I think this would be a likely match. People would be like, man, I'm going to go watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the rest of this card. Little do they know, they'll probably be a little bit disappointed because that match will be on point.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Next is the United States Championship match. Dash says he doesn't really care about the SmackDown. But you still have, lay down a prediction, Dash, for funsies. So United States Championship, Samoa Joe, who is the current champion, versus Rey Mysterio. WWE 2K19 did predict that Rey Mysterio will take the win, therefore giving him the United States Championship and giving him all the belts.
Yeah, which is a belt he has not held yet. I honestly think Joe will retain. I think it'll be a long match and a grueling match, and I do think Dominic will be involved somehow, because Rey did say this week that he's, Cesaro said something about why Dominic's even been here, and he's like, he's training, he's learning. So Rey has insinuated that, Dominic's getting involved in wrestling. So I definitely think there will be some involvement in that match. But I do think ultimately Joe will retain. I think he's got a lengthy title reign in him.
Yeah, I think
it'll be a gateway for
This is the thing. Although it's well and, as I said, this is me repeating something I've said before. All is well and good that Rey will get this to finalize everything. Yes. I do think we're at a point where Rey may want to sort of transition out. Maybe Dominic can transition in.
Yes.
But Joe needs to continue to look like a monster.
Yeah.
And he can't lose that belt here.
See, I think that's why Joe will retain, which obviously having Rey lose will have him leaving, for Dominic to come in and take it off him. Like, you beat my father, but you can't beat me.
It'll either go two ways. Either Dominic will get involved and hit Joe, giving him the DQ win, or Joe will win the match, and then Dominic comes in and tries to jump him after he maybe does a little bit extra beat down on Ray or something.
But yeah, I think it'd be really cool if later down the line Dominic.
Yeah, I do think this is what they're wanting to do.
Yeah, they're leading into Dominic getting a title opportunity.
Yeah, I do think this was the original plan for WrestleMania, and it's just not happening.
Dash just said Ray wins and finally gets full custody of his child. Congrats.
Finally,
I am your puppy.
15 years in the making. Next up was The Miz versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. WWE 2K19 did predict that Shane McMahon would take the win.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. Miz is getting this.
Yeah, I definitely think Miz is going to win. I think Shane's just going to kill himself. And Miz is going to win by default because Shane's dead. Shane's gonna jump off the top of a cage somehow.
Although I love this storyline they've got going right now, I do think this will end the feud, and then Shane will shift his view to Roman.
Shane will shift his view to a casket.
Yeah,
he's gonna die.
This is going. That's my prediction. The Miz. What are you rocking there?
Dash says The Miz wins. The crowd goes mild.
It's my favorite. One of my favorite expressions. The crowd goes mild.
I love it. I need to start using that more. Ali comes out. The crowd goes mild.
That's pretty much what happened. The crowd goes fucking dead.
Yeah, the crowd goes mild.
Next up, Roman Reigns versus Elias. I don't fucking care. WWE 2K19 says Roman wins. Sure.
Yeah. I honestly think Elias will win for a push for him. I think they're really... Obviously, they said he is the biggest acquisition in WWE history. But
if they're claiming that Roman is the big fucking superstar, he's going to win. I would love... Personally, I would love...
I want to see Elias win.
I
definitely want to see Elias win.
However, I don't
want to see him sing, though. Just don't sing. Just have the match.
I don't see it happening. And then, of course, Roman wins, adds Dash.
Yes.
The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalya, Dana Brooke, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, and Carmella. According to WWE 2K19, Ember Moon takes the briefcase.
Interesting.
What's your thoughts?
I think Bayley's going to take it.
Yep.
I think especially, I'm going to get a little backstagey here, but obviously with all the shit going on with Sasha Banks and stuff like that and how much of a stink she's kicked up, apparently they've literally tried to pay Sasha the world to come back, and she's not doing it. I think that Bayley's still there every week, that Bayley's still fighting and still, not being a child about this whole, WrestleMania debacle with them losing the belts. I think that Bayley's really proved herself, and I really think that she's gonna come out on top. I think she's just a winner chicken dinner.
Yeah.
I think Bayley's gonna take it. I think she's really sort of proving that she is a force to be reckoned with. She did say in her little promo that she's no longer going to be a shadow. She's no going to longer be deemed the weak link, that she's, got something to prove, and she's going to show everybody how good she always has been.
Yeah. So, I agree. I do think Bayley will also take the win for a couple of reasons. It has to be a SmackDown female winner. That's sort of my theory. So I personally, in that case, it's Bayley or Ember Moon. Yes. I think Bayley will take the win for a couple of reasons. I think it would be brilliant for her to separate herself from that Boston Hard connection, and moving to be more of a solo competitor. Two, I think it's at least a minor reward for even though, hey, look, we know you're unhappy, and we're sorry about that, but thank you for still turning up. Yeah.
Doing your job.
Sash Banks didn't show up for work. She cracked the shits and didn't turn up for work.
Yeah.
So, if I crack the shits and I still turn up for work, I'm not, no matter how shitty you are at the company, you still have to go to work.
Yeah.
And many of many viewers and many people would can understand that desire not want to go to work, but I think for that reason they're probably going to give it to her.
Yes.
It'll be great. And because my personal theory is that this is going to be spoilers for what I think of the rest of the card. Yes. That Becky will win both the SmackDown and the Raw. She'll retain both. The Lacey Evans match will be earlier in the card.
Yes.
Later in the card, she comes up against Charlotte Flair. It'll be a match we've seen before. So I do think that either Becky will win clean.
Yes.
Or what's more likely is while during this battle between Becky and Charlotte, Bayley runs in with the briefcase, cashes it in, takes the win over Becky, takes the belt over to SmackDown because Charlotte didn't technically lose. That creates a feud between Charlotte and Bayley, and that separates Charlotte from Becky, keeping them closes that storyline down, keeps them separated.
Yeah, that's great.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I love that. I haven't put that much thought into it, but honestly, I could see that happening. Yep, I definitely think I definitely think that might be the case. Yeah.
Like, although I truly think Ember Moon should deserve a go, but I think once Bayley gets into that picture, that is where Ember can make her way in.
She's gonna slide into.
Although I would like to see, we've got the hugger in the bank. I guess she could be the Sheenom in the bank.
Yeah.
I like both are happy for me.
Yeah.
And Paige, Charlotte.
I
like how it's spelled 4 different every time.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's my theory.
Yeah, that's a really cool theory. I'm definitely down with that.
Saying that though, this is the thing that I also Vince McMahon not so much. It comes down to like whether creative or that switched on.
Yeah, Dash did say before that you've got a brain, Betson, unlike Vince McMahon, essentially.
That's totally true.
So yeah.
I've applied some minor story logic and it probably
that's definitely really cool. I like that. I do like the sounds of that. So yeah, that obviously gives away your predictions for I feel like now that you've said that, like that's all I can think about. Like my predictions were just that we're gonna have a bit more of Becky 2 belts for a little while. She's gonna get that win.
I would like to see Becky 2 belts go longer, but in terms of practicality of having her across 2 brands,
too much
is a little much.
And also it has been revealed by Seth Rollins that he and Becky are a thing.
They're smooching.
As I call them, Sethy Rollins. Which means obviously Seth being on Raw, I feel like obviously
because there is that precedence with Andrade being kept on SmackDown to do that, as well as Aleister Black being moved across to cater for their relationship, and it would be pretty bullshit if they were to not do the same for Becky and Seth. Exactly. So that's why I think they would keep that split and sort of bring her over to Raw.
Keep her Raw based, which I can see, and this could hopefully, because it'll be a one-on-one feud, maybe hopefully progress this Lacey storyline.
Yeah, although like on top of that, it would be very cool if Lacey was to get the win.
Yeah,
it would be very Paige-esque in sort of making your appearance in your first big match, getting the win.
Yes.
Because the one thing that was great about Becky's storyline was was going for the chase.
Yes.
As a face, the chase is always what's more appealing.
Yes.
And I'll get to that in just a moment when it comes to the men's matches.
Yes.
But for that reason, I do think that there is also the possibility that Lacey wins, and then
we could have Becky
Becky's chasing again.
Yeah,
and that's the fun part.
One thing I did love is during that whole scuffle with Becky and Charlotte and Lacey, the crowd were chanting "Charlotte no belts." That always gets me.
Yes, that pretty much narrows down a SmackDown, which I personally think Becky, but with the little asterisks.
Yes.
And then Raw is Becky clean.
Yeah, Becky clean. Yeah.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match: Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, Ali, Andrade, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton.
Interesting. I would like Randy Orton, but now I'm kind of seeing maybe Sami Zayn might take it. Like I said,
if Sami Zayn was to win, like that would be a great thing for him to hang over the crowd in terms of his little gimmick right now.
Yes,
and that would also give him a multiple opponents. So one of the things that we've mentioned in this show was that Sami Zayn has no direct competitor right now.
Yes,
like he comes out talking this smack, but it's always just it's yelling at the crowd, it's yelling at the void. So by him having that briefcase, it will allow multiple people to sort of focus in on him and give him sort of temporary feuds.
Yes,
and because the Money in the Bank can also be kept as kind of like another mid-card belt. It's like, well, this match is for the briefcase. So it kind of adds a little bit of stakes in there for him to keep it and then finally cash it in. I don't think he will win, but
that could be
for
cool.
someone that I don't think I can win. I managed to be able to pull up about a master, didn't I? I truly believe that a heel will win, and it'll be a heel from Raw.
So you're thinking maybe Drew McIntyre?
I'm thinking either Drew McIntyre or Baron Corbin. However, personally, I think it's Baron Corbin.
Yeah. It'll bring a lot of heat, and it'd be really cool to see, him and Drew McIntyre go.
But if you look at who has genuine, real heat right now, it's Baron Corbin.
Definitely.
Like, those boos aren't piped in boos. People are booing the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And I
Boomer
think,
Corbin.
yeah, and on top of that, when he comes out and they list his list of achievements. Former
Golden Gloves boxing.
former,
and the
former,
man who
former.
ended Kurt Angle's career at WrestleMania.
All these formers is like, and now your Money in the Bank champion,
and claims to be London's favorite son.
And plus, that'd be awesome because he would hang that shit over fucking everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that'd be great. And
yeah.
Mild spoilers, but the spoilers actually don't really help. Actually, I'll get to the end. I'll do those minor spoilers at the end.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm pretty much on Baron Corbin there.
Yeah.
Although I'd love Drew.
Yeah.
Love Drew to take the win. I think Drew is coming later in the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably a bit after SummerSlam. We're probably going to get Drew McIntyre. The WWE Championship match: Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens.
I'm torn about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe it'll be a case of Sami Zayn doesn't win and interferes somehow.
That's my other excitement here.
Yes.
Is that there is some interference with Sami Zayn.
We did say
if
last
Sami
week.
If Sami Zayn does get the briefcase right, like he comes in, helps Kevin Owens get the win best he can without causing a DQ, I suppose.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, so that the two of them, like one's got the belt, one's got the briefcase. That would be an awesome thing to look at. However, at that one point, it's like at one point I'm gonna have to cash this in on you, man. Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Because like they're both like bad dudes. Although they're bros, they're both being heels. So at any point they could turn on each other. And that would push Kevin Owens back to being a face. Yeah. Because they wanted to extend that face run out of him for a little while. And if they still want to go down that angle by having, if they do go Sammy, to swing that around.
Yeah, interesting. God, this can go so many ways.
I love this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think KO might take it. Yeah.
I do kind of think Kofi would need to go. I think Kofi would benefit from a longer run.
Yeah,
I did mention after WrestleMania that...
Sorry, I'm so
that's all right, man. I did mention after WrestleMania that I think it would be beneficial for Kofi to have his month and then drop the belt to whoever it was. I thought because I didn't see any longevity in his longevity in his reign.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a viable
I think that fire that he had underneath him has kind of whittled out a bit. I could honestly see him dropping those titles and then him and Xavier going for the tag team titles.
Yeah, with Big E out and the two of them can
two of them can be the tag team, the New Day tag team champions. I definitely could see that
that's certainly
coming.
an option.
Obviously, we do need competition for Rowan and Daniel Bryan, and obviously Kofi and Daniel Bryan already have a history. So it's an ongoing feud, but a different angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think that could be really cool as well. And Daniel Bryan's always telling Kofi how he's second best, and it was a fluke and things like that. Like, to take the tag team titles off him would be like, well, was it a fluke or am I just that good?
Yeah.
So yeah, it could go plenty of ways, but yeah, I definitely think Kofi's going to drop it, and I think he's going to go back into the tag team.
Or what would be also very cool, because I think the Shield did this at one point.
Yeah.
Where when Roman was Universal Champion and Dean and Seth were both
tag champions.
Can you be a champion and a tag champion at the same time?
I have no idea. I feel like it's happened before.
Interesting. I don't think they're going to run this 2-belt thing into the ground though. That's my only concern. Next, and then finally, Universal Championship: Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Seth Rollins.
So I should also mention that according to WWE 2K19, Becky retains on both. And Finn Balor wins the ladder match, which would be cool.
Finny 2 belts.
Yeah, both the Irish competitors having 2 belts, very cool.
Finny 2 belts.
Kevin Owens takes the belt.
Okay.
And in terms of WWE 2K19, I think did say AJ Styles takes the belt. Seth's retaining that shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's bigger things for Seth Rollins.
It's more interesting. AJ Styles can suck a dick. Cool.
Couldn't agree more.
There are mild spoilers that we did get. I think Crispy Biscuit. No, it wasn't Crispy. It was one of the. It was Kilobyte.
Yeah.
On the stream last night, talked about for the planned bookings for like Extreme Rules.
Yes.
It had a match between Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin.
Yes.
So that leads to a potential Baron Corbin getting the win.
Yeah. I do believe the arena that they're holding it out in Philly. Had put that up.
Yeah. And the other match that was on the card was Kofi Kingston, who's noted as the champion, versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
Interesting. That could be cool.
Triple threat. So the interesting thing here is I reckon Baron Corbin could get his way into a UC match without requiring the belt. I think Randy would need the briefcase. I think Randy would need the briefcase to get into that match.
Yes.
So that might add a little bit of a spanner in the works there. And there was a podcast recently with Stone Cold. Someone asked him, who do you think needs a push? Yeah. And he goes, Randy Orton. Yeah. Like Randy Orton, although he's been there forever, he has something that he can still offer. He can push a little bit harder.
Yeah, definitely.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they get behind him again.
Yeah, I could agree. Definitely.
Yeah. And either of those options are pretty sweet because either options are a heel. However, I don't think, although I understand that Vince wants to push the focus on a SmackDown heading into October. I don't think they're getting both briefcases, though.
No, I don't think so.
Like, it would be a very desperate move to, like, blatantly get everybody's eyes over there. Saying that, though, with the wildcard rule, they could probably drift that briefcase between both.
Yes, definitely. Well, that's the whole point of it. It's not show specific, which means you can cash it in against anyone, anywhere, at any time. Mm-hmm. So it's interchangeable anyway.
Comparatively, as I do believe the women's cash in will happen on the night. I do think the men's would be held for a while.
Yeah, the men tend to hold on.
I don't know how long, but it will be held on for a while.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Let us know what you think of Money in the Bank predictions. We'll likely do, as we always do, probably 2 shows next week. Mm-hmm. One for Money in the Bank reactions. We can either do that on the... You working pretty hard this week?
Yeah, I back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so I'm available Thursday onwards.
Cool. We'll see how we go about doing. Whether we do 2 shows on Thursday, or maybe we do one on like Tuesday or something. Yeah. Sort of for Money in the Bank. Yes. And let us know what you think and what your predictions are. As we said, Facebook, Discord, links are in the description below. Come and join the wrestling chat. Yeah. And as we do every week, we finish off with the Dish in the Dirt with Dirt Sheet Dash. A good friend Dash scours the internet, contacts his sources, sends SMSs, sends some emails, makes some tweets, slides into DMs to get you all the information that you need to know about this week in wrestling. Number 1. It is now official, as confirmed by Dash a few weeks ago on The Young and the Wrestlers. Yes. AEW have found their new home on WCW's former network, TNT.
Oi.
Tony Khan released a statement today on the deal stating, quote, wrestling fans have wanted. And Dash adds, hey, that guy's awesome. And needed something different, authentic, and better for far too long. So we should mention that Tony Khan is the president and CEO of AEW. Yes. Continuing in the quote, AEW is answering the call. AEW is about more than wrestling. It's about a movement fueled by wrestling fans who have been undeserved and perhaps even disappointed by what the industry has produced in recent years. AEW is rising to the occasion with Double or Nothing, which is literally next week.
Woo!
Like, not this weekend, the weekend after.
I'm so excited.
Wet. So Nick. So we'll have to do I think we might do a little bonus episode of that one too. It'd be very cool. And today, talking a step further by partnering with Warner Media, which is as committed as we are to making wrestling fans the one and only priority. With Warner Media, AEW is poised globally to redefine wrestling as we know it today. And Dash did also report to us that they would be going in that Tuesday time slot coming in the end of the year. So. Awesome. Filling the void that SmackDown would leave in people's lives as SmackDown moves to Friday. Yes. And we'll jigger as I mentioned before, we'll rejigger our schedule with Fox's with the move to Fox, and we'll make a new day to get the episode up and chat.
Yes.
What do you think?
exciting.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm really stoked for AEW, and seeing that news, which Cody Rhodes himself did announce on Twitter. That's how I saw it. I was like, heck freaking yes. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited.
It is interesting that they've returned to like WCW, but then again, that it also comes down to there's that precedence there. Like they know what they're working with. They've worked with wrestling before, and they know how to do badly.
Yes.
Because WCW got mighty fucked.
Yes.
So I do think they may, hopefully, ideally, they would have learned their lessons.
Redemption, yeah.
And definitely. I do think even the iconography alone is enough to make that like a big kick in the dick.
Yes, definitely.
Next up. Last week, we reported that Ambrose may be staying with the WWE. This week, the rumor has done a complete 180 with the former. Jack Swagger allegedly leaking that Moxley is making his AEW debut at Double or Nothing next week.
Ooh.
In an interview with renowned MMA columnist Ariel Helwani, Swagger had stated that he has been in talks with AEW, but cannot sign anything until later this year. He also stated, quote, "I don't want to step in John Moxley's shadow. It's going to be a great debut for him."
Ah, Swagger with the spoilers.
Yeah. I personally, my theory was that Dean Ambrose has left WWE.
Yes.
Yeah, as I said last week, John Good's still there, but John Moxley returns to WWE because the whole video, although there is a lot of imagery about AEW in Las Vegas and in there, like I think the whole idea is him, being chased by the big dog, escaping the jail. I think John Moxley still at WWE. Sorry. John Moxley will return under, so Dean Ambrose will return under a new moniker to go heel against Roman.
Yes.
And we're discussing this last night because that video does sort of show what would be ideally more hardcore matches, right? What if there is such a ratings, like this is showing a lot more foreshadowing and a lot more future planning than I think WWE is entirely capable of. But what if they bring John Moxley back in to bring the return of hardcore matches?
Yeah.
Like if people want, like even if they would look at it and be like, when were our ratings the best? Attitude, ruthless aggression. What was really prominent then? Hardcore matches.
Yes.
Maybe we can bring hardcore matches back.
Yeah. That could be cool.
Like if you, because what Fox wants is that bigger sports spectacle show. What is more of a spectacle than fucking hardcore matches?
Yeah. And we are noticing a lot more no hold barred,
falls count anywhere, steel cages, like
ladder matches.
These things are like. Granted, we are that time of year where we're going to see ladders from Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Hell in the Cell will be later in the year as well. But that's. Yeah. Dash also added companies no longer independently traded.
Yeah, he said they'll never do it. Companies no longer independently traded.
Yeah.
Which means, being a big old corporation now, like they do have to keep it PG.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of our hardcore hollies and stuff like that.
I like my theory. My theory is good. Dash also adds, and they have a multi-million-dollar deal with numerous sponsors, including Mattel.
Yeah, they've got to keep it kid-friendly.
Boo. I like my theory. Boo.
Yeah. I think maybe you're on the right path, but maybe it is Moxley taking it to AEW to give him that edge.
Well, there is a guy there. There is a guy at AEW that kind of specializes in hardcore matches.
He's gonna have an opponent.
And he needs someone to sort of go gnarly up against.
So I definitely think that might be AEW's pulling point as well. They've got a bit more leverage, so they can do crazier shit, and that's gonna get people more involved. Sorry.
It's alright. I didn't realize until halfway through the conversation.
Yeah. So I definitely think maybe Moxley's made for AEW.
I think that's more likely. Dash also adds, I'm going to play the role of producer now. Jem, close to the mic.
Sorry, I was just trying to stretch and got a bit carried away.
And finally, there appears to be some real-life frustrations from Triple H and other people within WWE.
Yes.
A close friend of 3 WWE writers recently called into PWTorch.com's post-Raw podcast and discussed the WWE creative process. The writers had allegedly been drinking and vented to the caller about Vince McMahon. Quote, "The most frustrated person in the back every single night is Triple H. He'll always take especially the NXT guys under his wing. It looks like he's consoling them. It looks so much like he is the most frustrated person in the building every single night." Right. And on top of that, he has recently liked 2 very direct tweets just shitting on Vince McMahon and the WWE creative process.
Yes, he has.
I think the first one he has since retracted that little love heart. But the fact that within the space of a week he's managed to love heart 2 of them, says something. Dash also added, the article also said that the wildcard rule was literally made up on the spot too, was not in the show's script.
Yeah, that was bleedingly obvious.
Yeah, the fact AJ Styles' face kind of explained it.
Yeah, bleedingly obvious. You're like, the minute Vince is like, wildcard ruled, I'm a genius. Yeah. Like, you can tell he's literally just made that up on the spot. Yeah. You can tell because he thinks his on-the-spot decisions are the most genius thing in the world. Yeah. They're not.
No. All I can really hope is that, although XFL is apparently next year, I thought it was this year, I really hope that he fucks off, looks at not doing XFL again properly, and then Triple H can step in and deliver. Yeah. And, like, that's what's going to need to happen. This is a discussion we had last night on the stream.
Yes.
Is, if I was a shareholder in WWE right now, I would be like, this is stupid. Like,
yeah. You'd be pissed.
Like, what is going on? Like, ratings are dropping. Shares aren't the lowest they've ever been, but they're pretty fucking low. Mm-hmm. You know, because it is a public traded. It is a public traded company. It's like, as Dash said, it's like, if it was me, if I was on that board, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Now, I imagine they're all old fucking curmudgeons like Vince, who thinks Vince, you know, with the light shines out of Vince's a-hole. Mm-hmm. And the WWE is in fact Vince.
Yes.
You know, because if it was me, I'd look at NXT and I'd be like, look what they're doing over here. Yeah. And no one has a bad thing to say about NXT.
Nothing.
Every pay-per-view that NXT have done come through as high rated.
Yes.
Everyone that has a say about wrestling loves TakeOver. Mm-hmm. And there's got to be a secret here.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that all the NXT may not have, I don't know what the viewers like. Even though Raw and SmackDown are dropping, maybe they're not quite there, but it's one of those things, like, if you look at NXT, that is where the good shit is. Who runs NXT? Oh, fucking Paul Levesque over there, like, old Trips. Levesque, sorry.
Paul Levesque.
Have a chat to old Paulie, and then it's like, this is how it's going to be done. And, like, if they want to genuinely compete against AEW, like a brand new, it's like new people run by people half Vince's fucking age. This is one of those situations like, okay, we need to be in touch with the youth. Yes. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And you need genius things like they have in NXT. Like, I don't know if you saw more recently the whole Velveteen Dream made up his own American anthem thing. Like,
Velveteen Dream is fucking brilliant.
Velveteen Dream is amazing. Like, they're doing so much cool shit with him. Like, I think they really need that. Like, whatever NXT is doing is clearly the right thing to be doing, and the WWE needs to take notes.
And like,
Vince needs to listen.
It's one of these things that, like, I understand that Vince has sort of been around forever. Like, he's seen everything. Like, he has wrestled himself to some point. But, like, what is making AEW a legitimate threat is it's being run by competitors. By superstars, by people that have seen WWE, they've been seen behind the curtain, they see how it's run, they've seen those shortcomings, and they know how to fix it because they've seen it very direct. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's one of those things that the Triple H has come up to. He's like, dude, I've been here. I know what you tried to fuck me over once.
Yes.
Like, this is the shit. And like, as of right now, when we should be looking at boosting ratings, not burying people, you're focusing your time on burying people like a petty old fucking crusty old man. Fuck.
Yeah, and you look at the shit that Cody Rhodes, for example, has been through in the WWE. He's seen and done it all, so he knows.
Cody can't even have his own name.
Yeah, but yeah, he knows what not to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't even have his own name because that's copyrighted by the WWE. It's ridiculous. Dash did jump in and he said Vince is old.
Vince is certainly old.
Yeah.
He's very old.
Which just made me think of Family Guy and Ollie.
He's so old.
Ollie the Weatherman. Yeah. Let is old.
It's old.
Space weather.
Training sideways. Dash also jumps in and goes, he's the old dad who keeps coming around to your house every early Saturday morning looking to start an argument just because he thinks he's right.
100%.
Look, once again, Vince has had a track record where, there has been moments where his wins have been, like, his ideas have been good. Yeah. And he's had wins. But those wins are coming few and far between.
Yeah, they're definitely very, 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 like, sparse now.
Yeah, so for, like, set the fuck out, old man. Yeah. Speaking of stepping down, old man, it's time to bring us to the end of the show. Yes. Let us know what your thoughts of this week's dirt sheet, old dirt sheet from that big boy Dash, and if you have any anything to the shit that we dispute at your face. But the Young and the Wrestlers comes to you every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, as we said multiple times throughout the show, head to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/popcultures, Discord channel, our Twitters. I'm at HaggettMC. She is at Jem the Piercer. All the links for the socials are in the description below. Go over there, have a chat with us. We also do have a bunch of merch, so head over to popcultures.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and shirts and assorted shit with our logos on it. If you want to join this conversation live as it happens, head over to patreon.com/popcultures. Help support the show, and you get to watch the show live and jump in the chat, just like Dash has. He also added, someone needs to call his wife to pick him up and take him home.
Yes.
Like, he's misbehaving again.
Linda, Vince is acting up. Can you come get him?
Fine.
Yes.
We have us on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where we do stream Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. We do stream WWE 2K19 to help us predict the outcome of pay-per-views. Now with Super Showdown, that's the Saudi Arabian Super Showdown, and NXT Takeover coming up, plus Stomping Grounds a little bit later. It's going to be some good wrestling times over on Twitch. So head over there, give us a bit of a follow, and come join when we do those streams.
Yes.
And finally, if you are listening to us on the likes of iTunes or some sort of other podcast platform, be sure to give us one of the reviews, the 5-star reviews, and a bit of word review down there. Maybe we'll make our way into the new and noteworthy ones again. Yes. Because we want to be able to talk to people come those live shows in October. We want to shake. We want to kiss some hands and shake some babies, and we need to be able to demonstrate that we are adequate.
Yes.
Help make us adequate.
Help us help you have good content.
But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Lame C. Evans. I'm Jem.
We'll see you then.
Bye.